I'm a Dr. Burns Review, not a doctor, and today we're going to be talking about Traxx, specifically the Traxxas Trx. And there's nothing good specifically to say, especially when these first came out. They've gotten a lot better. We're going to go over that. But when they first came out, boy howdy, because I've been in this long enough that that's kind of where I started on the original. I had the original, the 82034-4. So, real quick, I like transparency, I like crystal clear, not sponsored, my money, my time, my filament. Nobody's been in communications with me. This person has no idea that I'm even doing this video. I'm too small of a YouTuber anyway. Traxxas is probably not gonna like this video because I'm gonna critique the ever-living out of it. Same with the Traxxas fan people that come out of the woodworks and go, well, actually, Dan, mine work great, cool. I wish I could be you. Mine don't, so I'm gonna gripe about it. In a somewhat positive way, and I'm gonna give you a solution. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm gonna give you a solution. So if you want the 30-second of, should I buy a set of Traxx? Used, get them used. They're 200 bucks new, no way. Especially with some of the issues you have and some of the things you have to do, no. Get them used because you'll range anywhere from 110 to 150 on eBay. I've sold several sets at $110. This, I'll put it in it, but these are very inexpensive. If you have a 3D printer or a friend with a 3D printer, there's your 30-second. So, let's dive into the whole thing. So I want to preface this whole entire thing of kind of my history so we can kind of get an idea of the onslaught I've been through. I started on the original Trx-4 Sport. That's not where I started my journey in RC, but that, as far as these Traxx go, I started on the original. I bought the original one back when they had a clear window, back when the steering arm horn or whatever, the steering arm was plastic gears. So you'd get about 10 minutes and the whole entire arm would be stripped out. It was a bad time for Traxxas. We were still learning, and we didn't learn that these Traxx are very heavy, this system. And when I started on this thing, they had tank tread style. It was flat and with a little bit of a lip, just a little bit, so like a diamond directional style, had a little tiny lip, and they weirdly did okay on rocks, actually. They weren't great, they're Traxx, but they weirdly did better than what came after it and my solution to, or no, I shouldn't say my solution, the solution I used, somebody else's model. We'll get to that. But this thing was probably, I assume the Trx-4 Sport with Traxx is the worst selling model. I have nothing to back that up. This is solely my opinion, but I'm pretty sure this thing was the worst selling. Because you gotta keep in mind, when this thing first came out, it had one tank style treads, which were not great. They didn't work in the snow whatsoever. They barely worked in mud. The rig itself didn't come with the tires. At the time, it didn't come with tires. The blue wasn't this nice darker blue. This doesn't matter, but I'm telling you, it came in a lighter blue. I think the orange has stayed the same no matter what, but it came in a lighter blue. And back then, when Traxxas actually made clear, they didn't put stickers over their windows. It was clear. But the downside on top of all that is at the time, so the Sport had been out for about a year. This would have been 2018, the Sport came out, roughly. It would have been out for about a year because this thing came out in, I want to say June, maybe July of 2019. It was $600, this thing. With everything, it was $600. And it was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this because I do want this to be a different video. Because ironically, this is my favorite. And I know that sounds crazy, but I always say it's going to sound stupid. Now, it might be a little stupid, but this is my favorite. Now, I do want to save it for a different one. So, but going off of that, they didn't sell very well. And I felt, this is my personal opinion, but the problem is that when this thing came out, being June or July, having tank treads and Traxx, not a single reviewer really at the time, there might have been somebody, but I didn't see it. At the time, nobody reviewed it in the snow because you couldn't. And that has nothing to do with the reviewers. It has nothing to do with them because they're going to get the rig. They've got to test it. They've got to get some time on it. And then they've got to go and talk about it and say things about it, depending on how they do it. But nobody could really test it in snow. It was a really weird time to sell this. I thought fall would be better, or even as soon as we start the snow, but no, it didn't. So that was a really tough thing, is that nobody really knew the extent of how bad in the snow they were at that time. Fast forward, we get to the snow, everybody's having nothing but issues with them. At the time, the forums and everything else, people were like, hey, it just doesn't work very well. One of the biggest issue that no matter what you have is, and it's just Traxx in general, because this comes down to a point, what ends up happening is that when you're backing up against a rock like this, it's not gonna climb. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't wanna climb like this. What it does is it pushes the track forward, and then this top will just shuttle over the gear cog. We'll get into the gear cog in a minute too, because that was something that could be changed. So that was an issue for the summertime. We get through all that, and what the first thing was, and I really was happy back then, it was a lot nicer that people were like, hey, you need to acclimate it. Acclimation, and people figured it out. And it was true. They were 100% right. It was really nice that they were just trying to spread the word, because everybody and their brother would get one and they're like, hey, I just took it on the snow and it doesn't work. Because what would happen is that if you didn't let it acclimate, the snow got bound up in this top gear cog, and same thing, the Traxx would just hop over the gears. So you'd have this centerpiece spinning away, and you just have the Traxx chilling there. So what is acclimation? It means you go put it outside and you get the temperature of the vehicle down, because what happens is that you're creating heat. Now these have a lot of resistance on them, so you're gonna create heat either way. Spoiler alert, it didn't fully fix the problem, but it made it 10 times better. It was astronomically different. So, well, the best in just my own 2 cents, shovel a spot. Do not let this sit in the snow. Don't just go throw it in the snow, because it will immediately freeze and you'll have issues. Take it outside, shovel off a spot on your deck. If it's snowing, put a towel over the top of it and call it a day. I do it before I charge the battery. My batteries take about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. 3SZ batteries on a high tech at 5 amps. So less than 1C, and I get about 15 minutes until it's charged. That gives it more than enough time, even if unless it's in like negative single digits Fahrenheit, I'm okay. So Traxxas has had an issue on their hand where they had these tank treads that everybody was complaining about. Yes, we learned about acclimation, but we still had the issue of, because there's so much resistance, you'd get longer out of it. What would happen is that instead of being 5 minutes into driving it and immediately you got snow bound up in the gears, you'd probably get closer to 15 minutes. But still being an issue with the resistance. If it's powdery, you did a lot better. If it was heavier snow, that's where the issues would arise. But there was no paddles on it. It was so flat. It did so terribly in the snow. So, Traxxas, props where props are always due. I always give props when they need it and when it's deserved. They listened and they came out with this sucker. This is the Deep Traxx. They're deep terrain Traxx. These things got some paddles on them. Now, this solved a huge issue of the snow, because you had paddles now. You had something to grab the snow. And what it inevitably did, because realistically, you're not getting a lot of time. With this brushless on that 3S 5200 milliamp battery, 27 minutes on a good day. And mostly because you're full throttle in this thing, because it's 1 speed. They didn't do a 2-speed, 1 speed. So they listened and did this. The Sport with Traxx was the only one that came from the factory with the Traxx. If you didn't buy it with this, you had to go spend $200. And to this day, I just checked, 8880, the Traxx are still $200. And the problem I have with that is that you're paying $200 for the potential to maybe get it to work. Some people do have good luck with it. I'm going off my experiences, and I've never had good luck with just the standard Traxx by themselves. The system itself, all the plastics, if we remove the Traxx out of it, the rubber Traxx, the system is wonderful. It's really well engineered. It works really well. There's even adjustments on it. I have mine cranked out 3.5 turns. I mean, there's so much to it that works really well. It's just always been the Traxx. The gear cog in the center, yeah, you can modify it. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but it's always been the Traxx side of the issue. So, credit where credit's due. They came out with this. It solved some issues. Now I'm going to give you the solution and how I solved it, because I still had the same issue. No matter how much I let it acclimate, I tried using antifreeze on the Traxx. I tried using de-icer on the gears in the Traxx. I've tried acclimating it for 3.5 hours. I have tried so much. And now I know I said I started with the original. This is my 5th set of Traxx. 5th. So I know some people are going to be like, well, did you? I did. I promise you I did. Now, I didn't try everything, but I tried a lot, and what most people would recommend, and even stuff I thought of, I just couldn't get to work. Now, I'm in New England. We get every type of snow, so that could be me. But I still had the issue after about 10-ish, 15 minutes Yeah, those do a lot better because they clear the snow more, so you don't have that issue of snow building up on the inside. But no matter what, I still have the issue. So the solution for me was a 3D model that somebody had created. Again, not sponsored. They don't know I'm doing this video. Was this. Now there's two designs. Now these were both on Colts 3D. I tried both designs. This design I ended up sticking with. The other design was great. I'm not knocking it for any reason. It was more like the tank style treads, but it had much taller lips, and the actual, I'm not gonna call them paddles, it is more of a lug, was much bigger. The problem is that you had to have a +10 offset hex on this to get the Traxx out wide enough, and I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. And they do rub. I did try making them. They do rub. So keep that in mind. If you don't mind doing that, it might be a better solution because no matter, you push them out, you just got more stability. I went with these because you don't have to. You should really put a point +2 on this. What happens is that I shave a little bit on the outer portal gearbox, that steering hub. I do shave it down a little bit with the Traxx just by driving it. That's a downside. It should have a +2 if you want it perfect, but I didn't care. I still run these. Now, how can I recommend these things? Because I've had them on for 2 years. I wanted a significant amount of time on these, and I love snow because we get it for so long, and then I'm absolutely tired after a month. But this scratches the itch when I want to drive my RC car in the snow, because I can't take that thing out because it's just only good on the driveway. I can't take out the Bronco because with the tires it gets stuck. This scratches the itch, and it lets me do it. And you're gonna see from the B-roll, it does very well. Now, I did do brushless. I should say that is a major upgrade when doing this. Yes, brushed will get you by, but you do heat up quite a bit, especially when you start to add to these, because weight's the name of the game. If I was ever gonna do it, I would rip all the weight off this thing. I mean, I would make it as light as possible. I think you'd have a much better luck with these. The problem is that these Ready-to runs are heavy to begin with, and I've slapped so much more weight on it, it's not even funny. Between the video's already out, but a 4274 motor that's like 400 grams extra, or 3.5, I know it's 3.5 times heavier than the brushed motor. That's just that, not including the winches, the steering servo. So I put some weight on this. These are great. And it all comes down to the width. It's all about flotation. So flotation is sitting on top of the snow. These, because they're thinner, you're putting more weight into one spot. It's kind of like airing down a tire, actually, is the best way to put it. Because what's happening is that you've only got this wide to take all of the weight on this, versus this, you can evenly distribute it way more. It's kind of like a tire that, if you got a tire that sits like this, you've only got this much touching. You flatten it, you got this much touching. Same idea, roughly. Before we get into tires and comparing them, let's talk about these suckers in the summer. They're all pretty much terrible on rocks. I know I said the tank ones are better, and they are better than the other alternatives. They're still not a tire. Always do a tire in the summer. If you know you're going on like a sandy beach, they all do great, especially the paddles. The paddles, either one, even the stock ones, work really well. Really, really, really well. Just make sure if you go by the ocean, clean it out afterwards. Even the flat ones do really well. Mud, all of them do well. These do better because you're sitting more on top of the mud. Again, evenly distributing the weight. So again, does better. But I won't say that these don't do good, because they do. They do very well. Last but not least, how do you get your these Traxx on something else? You don't. Yes, you can. Yes, I've done it. I've done it on an SCX 10.3 Gladiator. The best way to do it is to take the whole entire axles off of whatever vehicle, TRX-4 related. You got to take it off TRX-4, take their axles, and take their track system off, and then swap the axles onto whatever you want. That's how I did it on the Gladiator. I believe Western Desert did it on a Capra too, and that was a really cool video. I thought that was pretty neat. I'll double check if that, and I think it was even 4-wheel steer. He actually got it. It was pretty sick. So you can do it, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's the best. It would be easier. Let's put it this way: it'd be easier to take whatever body you want and put it on a chassis of a TRX-4, because the gear ratio has to be low. That Gladiator that I had on, it made it 2 trips before the brush motor was completely burnt out. Only driving in low. Yes, I did drive it in a little bit of mud, but it wasn't like I was submerging it or anything crazy like that. It's really got to be low, and that's where the TRX-4 just shines in general. They do a really good job of having the low being as low as it can and the high being very fast. I always loved that, because it's super easy to know if you're in low or high. That's a personal pet peeve of mine. So, Tires. Let's talk about tires. So obviously tires, again, great in the summer, but good thing I got 4 more. Tires are great. Better in the summer. So what ends up happening is that your hub for your wheel is about, this is a terrible example, about here, right? This is where you sit. On your Traxx, you're up here. You gain, I'm gonna double check, but I think you gain 1.5 inches on overall ground clearance on the axles. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. But it's so unable to be used besides mud. Because realistically, rocks, they don't do well. Mud is probably your best example for it, where it at least helps quite a bit because you're gonna sink in no matter what. So mud, it's great. Now, the end all and be all on this is, do you buy a set? Used 100%. I've sold several sets for 110 bucks. You can find them. You can find the deals that low. Now, normally they usually sit around 135, but even still, if you have a 3D printer or you know somebody with a 3D printer, I would not be scared at all to get a set of Traxx, pop them on and call it a day. I wouldn't be scared at all as long as you know somebody with that. If you do not have one and you are having your buddy, this is a friendly suggestion from me. Make sure that, one, you check in and make sure the person's good with TPU, because it has to be TPU. I'll put in the number, I think it was 95A. If you look, they recommended supports. I don't run supports with TPU. I just can't. There's no nice way of getting it back off. It usually always glues together. So what ends up happening is that when you print it, you just kind of have these. On every single lug, it just does these because it prints like this. So 2 things. And secondly, get them a tasty beverage. If you know, you know. Maybe a 12-pack. Maybe get them whatever they like, because honestly, they deserve it. TPU is not easy to print with. It's, yeah, it can get done even in the worst of cases, but it's not easy. Get them something nice. They're gonna work at it. It's not the worst thing on the planet. It's not like printing, polycarbonate CF, but it's not easy either. So just friendly advice. If you got somebody that's gonna be doing it for you, give them something nice because they deserve it. I have one that has a little notch in it, and I just left it. Left it perfectly fine. After 2 years, they look fine. A few of them have a mark all the way through the center. I don't think that's separation. I think that's just me being an idiot when I printed it, and I didn't print it very well. I think it's the same one with a notch too. But TPU, standard settings, they work great. I haven't had an issue in 2 years. I can drive it in the snow, and I'm happy. Hopefully I went through everything. I probably forget something because I forget something in every video until I edit it, and then I'm super angry at myself. But hopefully you at least get a rough idea on how you can solve your problem. Hopefully this even helps you if you have a set of Traxx already and you're like, what in the world do I do? Or can I make them work? I'm sorry, this is a terrible time because it's March and we're going into spring, but at least hopefully this video can help you later down the road, or at least you got some entertainment out of it and you got to see it drive around. As always, thank you for watching. If you're coming from the last video, thank you even more. I appreciate it. As always, when you get to the end of the video, what's going to be next? Well, this time I'm just going to tell you. There'll still be a sneak peek, but most people don't watch this part, so if you watch this part, great. You're in a club that actually knows what's happening next. It's going to be the mini slash. I'm going to do a video on the mini slash because if I remember correctly, there's a pretty big controversy on the price on that. And not to give too many spoilers, but there is one glaring issue that I absolutely hate on that. But throughout, I definitely enjoy it. So, that's it. Good night.